Today I'm making white chicken chili with my favorite cornbread recipe. So let's get to it. You can definitely make this in a traditional crock pot over a few hours, or if you happen to have a pressure cooking option on yours, this can be done in about 35 minutes. Either way, you'll end up with a mouth-watering bowl of chili that's a great change of pace. Whenever I use chicken in a recipe, I always try to carve out a little bit of time to brine it, even though this is optional. Once you start doing it, you won't go back. For every cup of water in the brine, I'll add 1 tablespoon of salt and half that in sugar for a nice contrast. So here I've got 4 cups of water with 4 tablespoons of salt and 2 tablespoons of sugar. I like to heat a portion of the water first to help the salt and sugar dissolve. All I want to do is have enough liquid to completely submerge the chicken. My go-to method is using a gallon-sized bag, placed in a bowl and then into the fridge for no longer than 4 hours. Once the chicken's ready, I can now put everything in the pot. I start with 1 cup of chicken stock, 1 medium chopped onion, 1 can of diced tomatoes, 1 can of green chilies, 1 clove of minced garlic. For the beans, I'm using 1 can of black and 1 can of Great Northern. Now on to the seasonings. I've got 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Give this a good stir and nestle the chicken onto the bottom. The next 2 ingredients are the linchpins of this recipe. 1 packet of ranch seasoning and 1 package of cream cheese divided up into a few pieces. For the Instant Pot users, I'll cook this at high pressure for 20 minutes. The standard crockpot time will vary depending on your settings and timetable, but just make sure your chicken's at least 165 before you take it out to shred. While the chicken cooks, we have time to throw together a batch of cornbread. One popular method is layering the batter over the chili in the crockpot and cooking it that way. If you want to do it this way, just cover and cook for an additional hour or so. You will lose out on that signature golden brown color, so I'm opting for the oven here, which I've preheated to 400. In a large bowl, I'm going to pull together the dry ingredients. 1.5 cups of AP flour, 1 cup of cornmeal, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. Now in a food processor or blender, combine the following: 1 cup of buttermilk, 2 eggs, 3/4 cup of thawed, frozen, or canned and drained corn, and 1/4 cup of light brown sugar. We're going to mix this until well blended. And back to our dry ingredients, I'm going to make a little well to pour the wet ingredients into. Stir until just combined. Now in goes 1 stick of melted and cooled butter, and I'm going to continue mixing until these dry ingredients have just come together with the wet. Now it's into a well-greased glass baking dish and into the oven. Look for this to get a deep golden brown color, and this will take anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes. As always, when the knife comes out clean, you're good to go. Now that the chicken's done, I can pull it out of the mixture to shred it. And man, you can tell I brined this because it just falls apart. This chicken shreds like butter. Stir the chicken back in, and it can now hang out until you're ready to serve. Man, there's nothing quite like a good bowl of chili with a slice of homemade cornbread. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. This is Kitchen Serious.